to Tempo Storm in that lower bracket to be eliminated, and Tempo Storm is on their way to the semifinals. Please sponsor us versus Method Orange is coming up next. The winner of that series will face off against Tempo Storm. Let's take a quick look at that. Please sponsor us representing Rubcub on the Holy Paladin, Beanslayer on the Feral Druid, Sam I Am on the Frost Mage, Merkmines on that Shadow Priest, going up against Method Black, the Windwalker DK Holy Paladin Dream. I know we got some Venruki fans in chat. Make sure to give him all the energy because we've seen this composition lineup time and time again. Holy Pally God comp is a very hard comp for Windwalker DK. But I don't know, Venruki's got the strats. Can they pull it off, man?
They've had like a lot of time to practice now as well. I would say like Windwalker DK maybe wasn't being like spam queued last season, but now after how many months has it been? Has it even been a couple of months now with the new season? Either way, I know that they've been fighting this comp a lot, so they're getting better and better every time. So eventually, there might be some fruits to their labor, and that could be today against Please Sponsor Us. I definitely think it would be a bit of an upset if Method Orange are able to take victory here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Method Orange versus Please Sponsor Us. I feel like these two have faced each other before. I don't know if it was this specific Holy Pally God comp, but Method Orange, I really love the choice of going double or triple Blood Elf. I mean, it's paid off for him in previous games. Going and training Absterge into the ground, that triple Blood Elf silence really just adds another headache to their opposing teams. But is it going to give them the edge to beat a Holy Pally God comp? It's such a good Holy Pally God comp at that. We're going to find out in just short 10 seconds here. Here we go. The gates are about to open. By the way, guys, this is a best-of-5 series in the lower bracket. The team that wins this series will move on to face Tempo Storm. The team that loses will be eliminated completely from the tournament. And here we go.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Method Orange are going to be aggressive or defensive. So we've seen them yesterday playing really aggro on the Holy Paladin, but not so much defensively. So it seems right now that they are playing pretty defensively. Merkmine's right on top of Borngood, eating a full fist of justice, but Borngood is going to get caught into that Frost Jaw. What do they have to follow it up? Doesn't look like anything just yet. There's the deep freeze up from Sam I Am, lands the full sheep. Venruki in a 3v1 situation, in quite a bit of trouble. Caught into that horrified double. Ice Nova comes out. He's going to nimble brew, touch of karma on Rubcup. Rubcup bopping that off almost immediately. Venruki in full retreat, trying to cross through the map to the opposite side. His Saved by the Light, unfortunately, is going to proc. He's not going to escape with that left to his name, but Rubcub on forbearance. Maybe they can make a swap to him. They've got about 25 seconds. Mez getting swapped to, though. The AMS is up. Borngood in the center field, popping that Ore Master. They need to go for Rubcub. They have to go now before that forbearance runs out. He's caught with a full Fist of Justice, playing pretty greedy, but a Master Spell out from Merkmines is going to remove that Fist of Justice, and they have to shut down the Master Spell and stun lock Rubcub at the same time if they want to take victory. But here's another setup on to Venruki getting teed off in center field, caught into the Horrify. Now into a silence on his trinket. Borngood is forced to trinket as well into a full fear, though. Venruki just on the run the entire time, trying to stay alive here while Mez gets some work done under Rubcub, actually locking him out on that Word of Glory.
Yeah, that lockout might be another thing, but Rubcub's Forbiddance has faded, and that opportunity to take him out there during the Forbiddance without that bubble is now gone. Hodge goes out in the Rubcub, and they're swapping the damage over onto Merkmine. Save of the Light's going to proc. So much pressure. Silence goes out onto Rubcub. He's going to have to Aura Mastery out of that, and Merkmine's is going to catch a huge heal, but that's what Method Orange has available to him. They have that crazy burst setup, and if they can make that happen over and over and over again and not be defensive over and over and over again, they might get the defensive cooldowns they need to take out this Holy Pally God comp. There's the Polymorph going out onto Porngood over and over and over again. Mez and Venruki just sitting behind the pillar. They're not going to go out and play. Not today. Not when their healer's being put through all that CC. But here we go. Rubcub's actually getting fully hodged, and his wings are going to be fading here as Mez and Venruki connect once again. And the Fist of Fury goes out, but it actually gets life gripped from Merkmine's. Nice life grip, but they're right back on top of him. The double Arcane Silence coming out from both of these guys. Venruki feels like the momentum's gone. He's just going to pull back and avoid the damage for now. Now they're just swapping that damage over on the Mez. Going to force that AMS as Borngood's being put through all of the polymorphs into the Frostjaw as well. But it looks like Rubcub might have a long game ahead of him. Leg sweep goes out onto Merkmines. They're making a hard swap over onto him. It's going to force the bop. The silence goes out onto Rubcub. Can Mez get this bop off in time? He does. The bop gets off. Saber the Light's going to proc. Hodge onto Rubcub, and he's going to trinket out of that and use that execution sentence to heal Merkmines. The fear goes out onto Borngood, however, and the Horrify onto Mez. Devouring Plague and Silence landing out out on Nemez. This could be it. But there's the touch of karma on the Merkmines, keeping him offensive. And Venruki wants to land a kill. He wants to land a kill right now, but Borngood's being put through so much CC. And yeah, there he goes. Venruki forced defensive at this point, trying to pull back with his DK buddy back behind the pillar and just survive for another day. Defensive Fist of Fury going out onto Samayam as they swap that damage over onto him. And at any moment, these Method Orange can just chunk down someone's health. But is that going to be enough moving forward? Borngood, I feel like, has just not played his character in a long time.
Yeah, but he still has his trinket. He still has his bubble. It's actually not looking that grim for Method Orange right now. They just have to be careful. Maybe they can punish Merkmines for pushing in. They're actually going to grip Rubcub to the pillar. DR leg sweep, unfortunately. Do they have enough CC to finish him off? Full Strangulate comes out. Looks like Rubcub is able to kite away. Playing it pretty greedy, though. Full sheep now into Borngood, though. Venruki caught in that full Fist of Justice. Borngood's going to trinket and dispel it to try and keep him offensive. Rubcub gets locked out. Soul Reaper is up. Will it trigger in time? Rubcub's going to dispel it and remove a lot of the damage. Now Venruki on the run once again here. Full fear on the Borngood. Can Venruki stay alive? Is Saved by the Light's going to proc. He's trying to heal himself back up here. He still has to fake cast Samayam's counterspell. He's going to put him into a paralyzed, cutting across the map now. That was Ore Mastery out from Borngood as well to stabilize his team, but now he's caught into the deep freeze. He's just going to bubble it. They're all in onto Rubcub, but he still has his bubble available. He just needs to be careful. He's just going to trade it off. Mez's steal just a second too late. Some damage being swapped over onto Merkmines. Maybe they get a 2-for-1 on Dispersion here if they can keep connecting. Doesn't look like they can. Venruki already instantly running to the opposite side of the map, trying to stay alive. Mez is actually going to trinket an AMS. He knows he's going to get swapped too. Venruki caught in the Fist of Justice. He's going to nimble brew out once again, all in onto Borngood. Borngood actually doesn't have anything left. Offensive touch of karma. If they can stick onto him, they might be able to finish him off. But a sheep onto Venruki. Samayam knows how dire the situation is. Mez doesn't care though. Mez is just going crazy. Ore Mastery out from Rubcubs. He gets Fist of Justice on it. Soul Reaper's up. They got the Paralyzed to deny the mass spell. Rubcub trinkets into a Fist of Fury. They need a little bit more connection to finish him off. I don't think Rubcub's going to go down, though. He gets the cast off. He doesn't even care if they have both interrupts, just casting. Playing it pretty ballsy. Venruki on the run now with nothing left, trying to line of sight once again. Mez trying to peel for him the best that he can. Now he's caught in the Horrified. Trinkets that. Borngood into one more sheep. Can he connect the heal? Borngood pops the Avenging Wrath and saves Venruki's life. And now Rubcub with no trinket, no bubble, no Avenging Wrath, and no buffs. Method Orange have to take a pretty big risk here if they want to go on to him, but maybe they just have to. Venruki's got nothing left as well. Borngood gets deep frozen. Samayam going for the sheep. Doesn't look like he can get it though. Now Full Fear instead out from Merkmines. Venruki still on the run, maybe waiting for Rubcubs to push in offensively for that Fist of Justice. It doesn't seem like Venruki wants to risk anything. It's such a crazy moment here for both teams. Either one could easily go down. We see Mez getting swapped to actually. He's already instantly at the pillar. Polymorphs are fading onto Borngood. Are they going to go? Who's going to fall first? This is a question here. Borngood trying to get back to the pillar, and it seems like neither team wants to take the risk.
Yeah, we're at 4% dampening, and that consistent pressure of Method Orange might be the edge that they need to take down the Holy Pally God Comp. Merkmine's looking for a cheeky fear onto Borngood. He's going to land it on a Ven and Borngood, separating themselves as far as possible. Now Horrify going out onto Venruki. He has that karma now available to him just now, but Borngood does have a bop available to him as well. The Hodge goes out. The Save by the Light gets ripped through. Touch of Karma goes out onto Rubcub. Is he going to bop it off? He's not going to bop it off for now, but that was a lot of damage on Venruki. That was a very scary moment for him, and Mez just is on the run. He wants to kill Rubcub right here, right now. Full Hodge goes out onto him. Leg sweep onto Merkmine. Save by the Light's being ripped through by Lord Mez. Execution sentence coming out from Rubcub, but is it going to be enough as Venruki connects once again as well? Soul Reaper going off. The bop coming off from Rubcub. Can Mez get it off? Mez gets it off. Polymorph onto Borngood. Mez and Venruki could be in trouble, pushing forward even more. Venruki's not going to risk it. He's going to pull back behind the pillar. Borngood going to go ahead and bubble it for now, and Venruki's going to push back in onto Rubcub. Rubcub without a bubble or a bop for 2 more minutes. He does have that trinket available. He's going to trinket that Hodge right away. Uh-oh. Now Venruki's in so much trouble.
There's nothing left. And he bubbled, I think, a little bit too early. He's going to portal back. He's trying to stay alive. Dampening's ticking up. He grips Samayam on his blink to try and save Venruki. Venruki down at 7%, fully dotted. Merkmine's moving in to finish him off with that full sheep onto Borngood. And I can't help but feel, bubbling to go offensive onto Rubcub seemed like a good plan, but it seemed like he just did it too prematurely.
Yeah, and
if he just waited a couple seconds for Venruki to get over and then bubbled, he would have had a little bit more extra time to sit. But it's so tense at that moment where you're just like, yeah, we need to go. Okay, I'm bubbling, and then you end up wasting a couple of seconds of it almost.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like it was just a lack of communication between the two, because Venruki was behind the pillar, like, being defensive, and Borngood bubbles to try to keep him offensive, and it just wasn't there. But, I mean, what a close game coming out from these guys. Rubcub on the edge of his seat, almost dying to this Windwalker DK Holy Paladin composition. And Method Orange, you know, in previous matches, they've seemed so helpless against this composition, but it is not the story going into game number 2 of this best of 5 series. Method Orange definitely seemed like they figured something out, but can they do it?
Can they do it? I mean, what other comps, if they were going to play another comp, could they actually win?
It would be like Frost Mage, Death Knight, Holy Paladin, right?
Well, Mez could play as Warrior.
It could be Frost Mage, it could be Warrior Mage Paladin.
Yeah, Warrior Mage used to do pretty good against other mages. I don't know if it still does or not, but I mean, obviously people don't play that comp because maybe it's not very good, but I don't know. I mean, that was so close to say, like, maybe it's not worth changing the comp, but
yeah,
maybe that's something their team wants
I mean,
to
they have a
consider
best of 5
in the
series to
future
play
if this
with.
is so hard. Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was actually crazy. I'm actually kind of mind blown right now that it was that close. But as we wait for these guys to choose their compositions and whatnot, I do want to give a couple shout outs to some homies. We did get a few more subscribers. We are 140 out of our 200 subscriber goal for that 1v1 class all-star tournament. Shout out goes to Uni and Game Boy Color TV. Thank you guys so much for those subs. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the team. And thank you so much. Like, as we started off, we actually had a 105 subscribers before the qualifier started for tournament number 3, and now going into day number 2, we're at 140. So the support is actually unbelievable. So thank you guys so very much. Means a lot.
Forehead Bible thump.
Forehead Bible thump, boys. All right, guys, we're going to be jumping into game number 2. I thought it was 3 because that game was like a long one. But the next map is going to be Dalaran Sewers, chosen by Method Orange. A much smaller map, maybe to give them that edge to be able to reconnect onto Rubcub? I don't know. We're about to find out, man. Both teams sticking with their same compositions, it would seem. And please sponsor us, up 1 game against Method Orange. Also, shout out to Please Sponsor Us. These guys have been competing the last couple tournaments and doing so very well. So if you are someone who's interested in sponsoring a good World of Warcraft professional team, check out Please Sponsor Us. They're looking good, man. They're looking good. As well as Donut, who's in the semifinals.
Don't forget about Donut.
Can't forget about Donut. Every time I put Donut up on the screen, it actually makes me a little hungry seeing that Donut picture.
Maybe they're looking for a Dunkin' Donuts sponsor.
All right.
Do you think Dunkin' Donuts would sponsor a WoW team?
I hope so. I mean, I don't really see why they would, but maybe they would, man. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll get like Horde and Alliance Frappuccinos. Oh, no, that's the other one, Starbucks. But here we go. The gates have opened. It's Method Orange versus Please Sponsor Us. Game number 2. Rubco's actually getting knocked out of that pillar, getting gripped into a leg sweep. Big opener coming out from Method Orange because of that knockout of that tube. Denounce is flying in onto Rubcub as well. He's going to go ahead and sprint and freedom away at this point. Full Fear goes out onto Borngood. It looks like Rubcub wants to get an offensive Hodge. There it is. It's going to land onto Venruki full as Borngood's put through the full Polymorph, Devouring Plague, Orb, Deep Freeze, Horrify. Every button being used onto Venruki at this point. He's going to go ahead and freedom and try to line of sight these 2 mages from Hogwarts and heal up as best he can. Frostjaw landing on the Borngood, and it seems like he's going to try to hold on to that Touch of Karma for now, and the Execution Sentence when Wing's going to come out and just top Venruki off, no problem.
Yeah, they got away with using basically nothing, which is really good for Method Orange. Maybe they can use that cooldown momentum here. Grip into the Fist of Fury. Are they going to swap onto Rubcub, or are they going to stay on the Merc Mines? Looks like they want to touch Rubcub, give him a little tickle as he's caught into that leg sweep into the full Strangulate. Rubcub actually tricketing out of that right away. Offensive Touch of Karma now onto Rubcub. He's actually going to pop that off. Venruki's forced to Nimble Brew, trying to get to the pillars. Merc Mines drops the Shadow Fiend on his dome, trying to take him out here, but Venruki's already out of line of sight. He's well aware of the situation, but that means that they're going to swap onto Mez. Mez completely exposed, forced to Trinket and AMS to reduce a lot of this magic damage. Now, can they reconnect onto Rubcub in time? He's on Forbearance. He has no Trinket. They have to stop the Mass Dispel on Rubcub if they're going to lead with the Fist of Justice for this next setup. Rubcub knows he's in trouble. He's trying to kite. There's the Paralyze to deny the Mass Dispel. Really good cross DC. Can they finish him off in time? Semi-M sees it. He's trying to keep him alive with these defensive polymers. Rubcub's going to bop the Fist of Fury as Merkmines grips him to safety. That is the final Blessing of Protection. Rubcub only has his bubble available, but he's still on Forbearance. He gets the bop off. Rubcub Cub's in trouble. He's trying to get away. Pops the Aura Mastery. Will he get enough? He gets paralyzed on the Aura Mastery. Will it last long enough for him to survive? Born Good bubbling to try and get the kill onto Rub Cub. Method Orange are all in, and Rub Cub's all out of time, and Method Orange is going to tie this up 1-1.
Wow, they found the opportunity and they took it, and that's exactly what they needed to do. I loved what you said, man. The cross CC with that paralysis and the Hodge onto Rub Cub is exactly what they needed to do to get the defensive cooldowns that they needed. And there we have it. It is a tied game, ladies and gentlemen. Please sponsor us versus Method Orange, 1-1 in this best of 5 series. But that was Dalaran Sewers, and it did seem a lot easier to connect the Rub Cub on that map. But we're going to be jumping into game number 3 here. Please sponsor us, I'm assuming, is going to bring it to a much larger map, you know, to make it harder for this double melee to get on him. But it must be a hell of a time trying to peel this team of this Windwalker DK. Sam I Am and Merkmine's doing a great job with those defensive fears and also polymorphs, but I guess it just wasn't enough, especially when you have like Born Good like bubbling offensively to try to get like even in more cleanses and whatnot off, and there you have it. 1-1 going into game number 3. Where do you think we're going? We're going to Tolvaran. I just said Tolvaran.
Ruins of Tolvaran.
Ruins of Tolvaran. Oh my gosh. I'm assuming Tolvaran. What do you think?
I would assume Tolvaran as well. Rub Cub's going to have a lot more distance to run in straight lines away from Mez and Venruki, and Venruki's also going to have to overextend into the open if they want to do that strategy. I could see Method Orange doing a different strategy on this map, maybe just doing those grips on Merkmines to the pillar and trying to stun and lock him down and burst him down, because I think going after Rub Cub would be reckless. I mean, maybe this map is just so hard for them that they don't care and they do the reckless strategy, but I think there might be opportunities for them to win going on Merkmines instead.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I mean, like in the very beginning of that game as well, they also did get that grip onto Rub Cub as he gets out of that entranceway of the arena. And Tolvaran Arena is just like the polar opposite of Dalaran Sewers. I mean, you have those pillars available to them, but they're gigantic pillars. So even when you're behind that pillar, it's almost like you're still in the open when they push up on you. But I don't know. Maybe if they can catch Rub Cub or someone out in the middle of the map, that might be what they need, because they are going to be very vulnerable to be able to get to another pillar. But it's going to be a long one for Method Orange going into this map choice. With that being said, if they're able to win on Tolvaran Arena, that's a pretty big upset for Method Orange.
I would say it is. If they win on 12-round, they're going to win the series.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair assumption. But here we go. The gates have opened. Can Method Orange do it? Please sponsor us, though. It's just been such a great god comp. Merkmine's always on point with those mass dispels. Oh, Merkmine's actually getting gripped in right away into a leg sweep. Actually, the leg sweep dodged? Or did he? I don't even know. But the leg sweep did not land on the Merkmines, kind of negating that entire momentum of that offensive grip in. And it looks like now Sam I Am and Merkmines want to get offensive. The triple fear comes out. Deep freeze goes out onto Born Good. Venruki getting hodged up as he's trying to line of sight. The fear gonna finally fade into a frost jaw, it seems. Venruki just healing himself up nonstop out of line of sight. They're gonna swap that damage over onto Mez, forcing that AMS. Half polymorph lands onto Born Good as the Horrify now back over onto Venruki. Venruki's just trying to go back in line of sight for now, looking for their opportunity. Full hodge onto Rub Cub, it would seem. Venruki gonna pull out and get offensive onto Merkmines, and it looks like Merkmines might be the main kill target for now. Venruki's just going to port back out of line of sight as he takes a bit of pressure over and over. Now Born Good should be DR'd on CC. Just kidding. Full fear is going to land on the entire team, and Venruki is left very vulnerable as the full polymorph lands out onto Born Good. Venruki getting hodged up now, but he's going to touch a Karma preemptively onto Rub Cub before that hodge, which is going to negate the next setup completely. Now a silence going out onto him as well, and Rub Cub is pulling back at 57% health here, and Merkmine's actually going to be the kill target, going to get leg sweeped up and dip down as well. Full hodge onto Rub Cub. Are they going to make the swap onto him? Looks like they're just going to continue to train Merkmines and try to CC Rub Cub to gain an edge in this game number 3.
Yeah, but Venruki with no touch of Karma is going to want to turtle back a little bit. Turtle all day, killing the water elemental, just trying to annoy Sam I Am a bit. heal himself back up to full, get prepared for the next attack. I mean, Merkmines has Fear available. They cannot afford to stack up. We can see that Born Good is positioned further back, trying to avoid getting a triple Fear with a triangle position right now behind the pillar. Born Good even mounting up to try and dodge Merkmine's potential Fear here as he does dip into the shadows of that Spectral Guise. But Born Good actually has the eye. I think he can see him. So really well played actually on positioning. Born Good's going to escape away from Merkmines and avoid getting feared for now. Now Merkmine's getting gripped into that leg sweep. How are they going to do with this? Full Fist of Justice onto Rubcub. Rubcub actually choosing to trinket and bop him out of that leg sweep to keep him offensive here onto Venruki. Venruki's forced to trinket out of that right away. What does he have left to stay alive? He's trying to get out of line of sight, heal himself back up. Mez is supporting him back here as well, just trying to play goalie basically for Venruki's life bar. But Born Good's actually caught into a full fear and still crowd controlled at the moment here. Merkmine's getting paralyzed defensively, but they did force Rubcub's trinket. Maybe they can make something happen here onto Merkmines in the near future. Samiam defensively polymorphing, trying to restabilize, getting ready for the next attack. Triple fear out from, actually stolen by Mez. My mistake there. And then the Fist of Fury into the full strangulate onto Rubcub with no trinket, forcing the Aura Mastery. Now Rubcub going on offense onto Venruki. Venruki realizes it right away. Nimble Brews out, portals back behind the pillar. You should be able to stay alive as a result.
Yeah, Mez trying to just solo Rubcub there for a moment, getting Ice Novid. Horrify now going out on a Mez. No AMS available to him. That's going to force Born Good's bubble, it would seem. Now Venruki going in for a double leg sweep on both of these guys, and Born Good pushing in, getting that full Hodge out onto Rubcub. Fist of Fury going out into Merkmines, choking him down to 35% health here. But Rubcub has no more CC available to him. He's just going to get gripped in by Mez into a paralysis from Venruki, and Merkmine's not out of the water just yet, is just trying to kite this double melee. Venruki pulling back for now as he knows Born Good's about to go through the CC. He doesn't want to make himself too vulnerable, but he does have that Touch of Karma available to him for the next setup. The triple fear coming out from Merkmines again onto Born Good, Mez, and Venruki. Deep freeze onto Venruki, taking a whole bunch of extra crit damage. Ice Nova's coming in, Save of the Light gonna proc, and that's gonna be the Wings execution things coming out from Born Good, healing him back up to full there, and he's gonna go away from that setup without using Touch of Karma. Fist of Fury going out onto Merkmines, gonna force Rubcub to bubble Wings execution sentence onto Merkmines, and Method Orange is slowly getting the defensive cooldowns they need from Please Sponsor Us. Venruki running away from Merkmines desperately. He has a Touch of Karma available to him, but he doesn't want to use it just yet.
Now they have Strangulate. They have all the stuns available. Rubcub's on Forbearance with very little cooldowns left, and Method Orange has that Touch of Karma. If they can somehow get onto Rubcub, we see the Touch of Karma now used onto him. Unfortunately, Mez is not in position or even proximity at all. Now gripping Rubcub over. Maybe they can kill him in this stun lock. They have to get the stuns though. Rubcub kiting away at the moment. Venruki reconnects. There's the full stun, and they deny the Master Spell with the Paralyze. Good cross CC, but Rubcub trinkets to deny it, and immediately evacuation out from Venruki. We see AMS out from Mez as well to try and stabilize back here behind the pillar. They got the trinket, they've got the bubble, they've got the Avenging Wrath. They still need to get through one more Blessing of Protection. That's where the map is not playing into their favor. Obviously, Please Sponsor Us picking it for that reason. Born Good just stuck in the middle of the desert, getting feared to Africa right now. There's the full leg sweep onto Merkmines. He gets gripped behind the pillar, out of line of sight. Rubcub trying to get back to him in time. This could be the dispersion. Saved by the Light's going to proc. Full Fist of Justice onto Rubcub. Fear stolen by Mez once again onto Samiam for cross CC. Samiam forced to trinket out. Dispersion forced nonetheless. Full Strangulate onto Rubcub. Dispersion is going to be fading here shortly. Maybe Mez can finish him off. Soul Reaper about to trigger. Power Shield up from Merkmines should save him. Rubcub free casting now, topping him off. Mez kind of caught in the open field right now. May need to evacuate as well. Trying to pull himself back here, but they got the dispersion. They got the trinket. Method Orange are playing this out very conservatively, just baiting out the cooldowns, retreat, bait out the cooldowns, retreat, and eventually this might work for them.
It might, man. Born Good having his bubble back up in 5 seconds. The only defensive cooldowns Rubcub has is that Wings, and you cannot Wings when you are CC'd. That being said, he has that bop available to him, but Mez doing a great job so far, doing purging that bop whenever needed. Horrify goes out on the Mez. Looks like Please Sponsor Us wants to get offensive with the silence on the Mez. He cannot AMS at the moment. AMS comes off a cooldown as he gets the silence, wears out. The half polymorph keeps going out onto Born Good. Mez trying to get offensive with Venruki onto Rubcub. The paralysis to reconnect. Full leg sweep's going to land. The bubble coming out from Born Good, keeping Mez aggressive. There's the bop on the Fist of Fury, but is it even gonna matter? Mez desperately trying to get that off. Aura Mastery heals coming out from Rubcub as well, and it looks like Rubcub's going to stabilize for now, and he has those Wings execution sentence available to him for the next setup, but Mez in a lot of trouble. Denounce is going in, devouring plane. Born Good actually getting interrupted with that deep freeze on him into a full polymorph. Trinket Wings, or Trinket execution sentence is gonna come out from Born Good to heal up Mez. Now he's being put through the polymorphs on that Aura Mastery. Can he get the heals off he needs? Hand of Sacrifice goes out in the Mez, but he gets stolen instantly, and they're trying to get defensive by hitting Samiam, trying to push him back. Hodge goes out onto Rubcubs. They're swapping it over onto Merkmines. Merkmines is going to get that Massive Spell on Rubcubs, but he trinkets anyway, and Mez's AMS is going to come off a cooldown, but he gets ripped through near instantly. Can Borngood keep Mez alive through all of this damage? We are at 11% dampening, and Rubcubs is trying his best to heal through this onslaught of damage from Method Orange, and Method Orange just desperately trying to survive through all of the setups. Horrify out on the Mez, triple DR polymorph onto Borngood into a Frostjaw. Mez in a lot of trouble without AMS for 23 more seconds. He's healing himself up on that water elemental. Leg sweep goes out onto Merkmines. Venruki trying to make the plays for his team as Mez is forced defensive. Borngood and Mez just going to go ahead and intervene in line behind the pillar for now. Merkmines looking for that fear though. Hodge onto Rubcub. Massive spelled out.
Mez can never die. I feel like you have no faith.
He's
the hardest man in the world to kill.
This is such a good Holy Valley God Cop, man. Sam I Am actually forced a block there, and Method Orange is making it happen here at 15% dampening.
Yeah, we can see Rubcub with his Avenging Wrath. He should be able to deal with this damage. We saw Offensive Touch of Karma, but it's not going to actually result in too much. Mez is actually still the target, and Mez isn't going to go down, man. He's the hardest man to kill in World of Warcraft. And I don't think he's going to be giving up his record here in this game. Borngood actually getting swapped too. He actually doesn't have anything to deal with this. He's caught in center field trying to get back behind the pillar. He's going to escape a bit of damage there. Had to trade out his wall, but he does manage to get away. Rubcub maybe even looking for a drink here, as both teams don't want to risk the biscuit as they go behind the pillars. Both sides are very low on cooldowns. Looks like we're going to get a reset, but with 20% dampening, who's favored in this? I mean, Mez's healing is going to be down. Venruki's healing is going to be down, whereas the burst isn't going to stop from Please Sponsor Us. So I'm curious to see what happens here. Method Orange need to make something happen quick. There's still no bubble, no trinket on Rubcub if they want to go after him, but they're reluctant to leave the pillar. They don't want to get caught in the center of the map.
Every time they wait, man, but they're also losing that opportunity to land that kill on a Rubcub without those bubbles. But at the same time, they could be potentially vulnerable as well. Venruki does not have that Touch of Karma available to him. Merkmine's trying to get that fear. He's going to land that full fear on the Borngood. He had nowhere to go, and it looks like both the DPS are just going to line for now. Venruki pushing in and going to get hodged up right away. He's going to Nimble Brew out of that as Born gets put through the half polymorph at this point, and they're trying to go on to Merkmines, it would seem. Rubcub in the far back. Leg sweep coming out onto Merkmines. He's going to trinket that instantly. 23% dampening. This is going to be very difficult for both these paladins to heal through. Mez getting chunked down. Silence going out as well. He has that AMS available to him, but he's going to hold on to it for now as the Wings execution sentence comes out from Borngood. Great job not overlapping all of those defensive cooldowns, but Borngood now being put into the fear once again. Paralysis onto Samayan. Mez going to reconnect onto Merkmines. He's going to pull back, and they're going to grip in Samayan and try to go onto him, it would look like. Lots of damage out into Samayan. He doesn't have that block available to him, or I'm sorry, that blink available to him. One more block though. Saber the Light's going to proc on Samayan. Rubcub trying to heal through all this as the Hodge goes out onto Venruki, but he's going to get dispelled right before Borngood gets put through those polymorphs. Venruki could be in a lot of trouble here, but he has that Touch of Karma available to him. Mez and Venruki are going to pull back for now, and Samayan's going to leave that encounter with that block still available to him. Borngood actually bubbling right now. Maybe this is the time that they need to go offensive. Hodge on the Rubcub, leg sweep onto Merkmines. They're trying to get a whole bunch of damage out. Samayan just spamming that polymorph as defensive as humanly possible, and Merkmines is the kill target for now, but Method Orange is just going to pull back, and I'm not sure if that bubble was the right choice. I feel like Method Orange is forcing the defenses now because of that.
Mez stole the Fortitude buff, and I wonder if the extra HP from stealing it is going to end up meaning anything here. I'm just curious. Borngood caught into the full fear. Horrify onto Mez. Will he be able to survive? Paralyzed onto Samayan to deny the sheet. Well played from Venruki. Borngood dispels all that CC. Unfortunately, Mez overlapped it with the Desecrated Ground a little bit. Deep freeze onto Borngood. Mez popping that Pillar of Frost, trying to force Samayan out with that Fist of Fury. Now gripping Merkmines in as well. Borngood moving across for the Fist of Justice onto Rubcub. He connects it. Merkmines in a bit of trouble. Rubcub sees it. He trinkets into a Strangulate. Merkmines dipping low. He's going to disperse down at 31 HP. 31% HP, that is. Rubcub popping the Avenging Wrath. He gets paralyzed on it. Mez in retreat. He knows he can't stay alive out here for much longer. Borngood pops the Avenging Wrath to try and keep him up. Down at 43% HP. Both paladins spamming out for their lives right now. Mez trying to line his side down at 1%. And messing and barely staying alive. Spamming out the Death Strikes, trying to survive. Fist of Justice on the Borngood. Mez cannot die. He cannot fall. Down at 15% HP. 20%. I lied. Mez is gonna die.
Apparently
that was pretty epic.
That was really close. I mean, Borngood was leaving the CC very soon. They even had to silence Mez to land that kill. And there you have it. Please Sponsor Us is going to take game number 3 here on Tolvaron Arena. Now Method Orange is going to have the turn to choose that map choice as they're the loser of this game. But wow, what a game. Even on Tolvaron Arena, I still felt like Method Orange forced their opportunities to maybe take a win off of Please Sponsor Us. Please Sponsor Us, though, doing a great job with those defensive polymorphs, as well as the master spells coming out from Merkmines, and Born Good doing a great, Rubcub's doing a great job rotating through those defensive cooldowns, making it just a hell of a time for Method Orange to try to find a mistake to cash in on. But here we go. We're going into game number 4 here, and that game nearly reached 40% dampening. That's actually unbelievable.
Again, Born Good bubbling, and I'm not sure if it got anything done when he did.
Right.
You remember the bubble right towards the end? It's just like, I feel like he's using that to try and like give some consistency to his team. Like, I'm bubbled, you guys can't die right now. But at the same time, it's not exactly in like the worst possible situation. So I don't know.
It's definitely like, tough. It's definitely a tough one. I mean, when he bubbles, it makes his team can go so aggressive. But if they don't have the cooldowns, or they don't have the stacks or whatever, maybe that's not the best time to bubble to let your team go offensive. I don't know. I think it's just a matter of synergy with the team. But at the same time, we're gonna see moving forward into the series. I mean, if anyone is able to adapt, it's these guys. These guys are so very good. Taking a look at that bracket, just so a reminder, guys, this is the lower bracket. The team that actually loses this series will be eliminated from the tournament, and the team that wins will go on to face Tempo Storm in that lower bracket. And yeah. I don't know. This could definitely go either way. Method Orange has showed us right here in this series that it can definitely go either way, even if there is maybe a composition advantage. But both these teams doing a great job adapting accordingly. And here we go. I mean, like, we rarely saw Mez go down. I mean, in previous series, we saw Mez be the kill target of other teams and not die. Just incapable of diming. But they feel like they can do it, and they did it. They silenced him. They did this cross CC onto Born Good as much as he possibly can, and there you have it. Mez goes down. But you have to at least admit, it is very difficult to kill Mez.
I wanted him to live so bad.
Here we go, guys. We're going to be jumping into game number 4 of this best of 5 series, and it's going to be played out on Ruins of Lordaeron. Alright, here we go. It's Method Orange versus Please Sponsor Us, and it is Ruins of Lordaeron, man.
I don't think this is going to dampening, but I did lie last time. No one can ever believe me. It's too sad.
You're the boy who cried Mez.
I'm the boy who cried dead. Or cried alive.
Oh, alive, yeah. Here we go. The game has opened. And it's Venruki, Mez, and Born Good going up against Please Sponsor Us, Merkmine, Sam I Am, and Rubcub. They brought it to Ruins of Lordaeron, trying to get that advantage. But at the same time, we've seen this go time and time again to either team. There's the leg sweep going out onto Merkmine, silence onto Rubcub right away. Fist of Fury going out onto Merkmines as well. He's taking a bit of pressure as Rubcub's being put through that CC chain. But it looks like the momentum is gone, and Venruki's just going to go ahead and line of sight for now. Hodge going out. Actually, I'm not sure who Rubcub actually hodged right there, but Born Good being put through the full fear. Now Please Sponsor is just swapping that pressure right over onto Mez, it would seem. Mez has that pillar still available to him, trying to get as much damage out as he possibly can. Save of the Light actually proccing on Mez. He still has that AMS available to him, but he's holding on to it as Born Good is going to go ahead and use those wings. There's the Fist of Fury onto Rubcub. He's taking a bit of pressure. He's going to get life grip by Merkmines and then just death gripped right back. And he's trying to get that cast off. He actually does land that cast. Wings execution sentence coming out as well. Venruki going to go ahead and offensively put that Touch of Karma on it, and it's going to be bopped by Born Good right away, forcing Venruki defensive. And I don't know, that's another opportunity that they have to be able to kill Rubcub right there with that Forbearance, but he does have those wings still available for 10 more seconds, which is going to be a hell of a time to heal through, especially on stun DR. Mez gripping him back in, however, Venruki pushing in to try to get some damage out as well. The wings are fading in just 3 short seconds. Full Hodge goes out onto Rubcub. Merkmine's not in any CC, but he's not going to land the Master Spell yet. He's just going to go ahead and bubble up Rubcub. Rubcub actually aura mastering the silence from Mez right away, and Borngud actually bubbling in the back foot, trying to keep Venruki offensive. He's going to cleanse that Hodge off of Venruki, get Mass Dispelled on the bubble, being put through more and more CC, and there's a hand of sacrifice on Venruki. He's actually going to break him out of that fear, but he's going to get interrupted on. Venruki's going to pull back, but Rubcub's not out of the water yet, just yet. It looks like Mez is just going to pull back for now and let Rubcub stabilize. He's not going to risk it because Rubcub is off forbearance at this point. Bubble is available to him, but this game is looking interesting so far. I mean, on Ruins of Orderon, this Windwalker DK should be able to connect to whatever they want, but Please Sponsor Us is doing a great job forcing them defensive, it seems.
Yeah, we can see Method Orange are a little bit reluctant to leave the defensive pillar at the moment. Borngud just kiting Merkmines in a race car race right now. Merkmines caught to the leg sweep. He gets bopped out immediately, but now that bop isn't available to deal with the Touch of Karma that's coming up in about 5 more seconds. If Venruki can survive and get that offensive Touch of Karma out, maybe they can take Rubcub down. Venruki now silenced up, unable to portal, trying to kite to the opposite side of the map. Chi Torpedo twice over there. He's going to actually lose a lot of burst because he had to use those Chi Torpedoes to get away. Borngud still caught in sheeps. One more sheep followed up. Offensive Touch of Karma onto Merkmines, both offensive and defensive. Who are they going to go after? Seems like Merkmines is their committed target right now. Full strangulate onto Rubcub. Do they have anything else to follow up? There's the Fist of Justice out from Borngud. Merkmines actually trinketing there, I believe, or something broke that. Now he's going to disperse. His Sib of the Light has procced as well. Now being down is disperse, down is trinket. Merkmines could be in a bit of trouble if Mez is able to get a cheeky grip behind the corner here, but here comes the setup onto Venruki. What does he have to deal with it? Borngud has his trinket. Venruki has his trinket. Someone needs to do something. Mez steals the poly, and Poly's Rubcub. Rubcub actually bubbles out of the polymorph to keep Merkmines offensive to finish Venruki off. Will he go down? Borngud says no. Avenging Wrath is up. He's healing through it pretty well right now. Paralyzed on the Samayam, trying to deny any sheep. Samayam actually is going to trinket out of that. But Rubcub's down his bubble now. Has no more bops remaining. Trinket coming up in about 2 more seconds for Rubcub. Will Merkmines be able to make it? Rubcub trinkets out. Can he spam heal through the damage of Venruki and Mez? Looks like he can pretty easily right now so far. We can see Mez just trying to build up a little bit more energy for the next attack. Rubcub just spamming out heals over and over. Borngud caught into a sheep. Venruki in retreat, trying to get back to the pillar over here, healing himself back up with the Surging Mist. Borngud looking to reconnect. Mez playing goalie once again, trying to slow both of the casters down, getting to Venruki here now with no bubble, no trinket, and no bop. Do they go for the throat? Can they make it out alive? Venruki has nothing left as well.
Yeah, 10 more seconds on that Touch of Karma, and Merkmine's in a lot of trouble without that Disperse available to him. Wins Execution Sentence coming out from Rubcub, gonna top him off. Fist of Fury goes out onto Merkmines, Hodge onto Rubcub as well, and I think Mez actually... Oh, I'm sorry, Samayam actually stole the execution sentence onto him. Hodge onto Venruki, and Borngud is being put through the CC chain. There's the Frost out of that, and he's going to go ahead and bubble, keeping his team offensive. This is an opportunity for them. No bubble, no trinket for Merkmines, or I'm sorry, for Borngud and Merkmines. 26 seconds on that Disperse. Can Method Orange kill Merkmines before that Disperse comes off of cooldown is the question. Venruki going to pull back from now, but every single time these guys are forced defensive, that's another opportunity for them to get back their defensive cooldowns, and just in short 10 more seconds, Merkmines is going to be completely fine. Borngud being put through that full fear into the full polymorph. Hodge onto Venruki. He has that Touch of Karma available to him. No bops available for Rubcub. Could be the answer he needs to get even more defensive cooldowns, but I love how Venruki has been utilizing this tomb to the best of his ability to be as defensive as possible whenever his healer gets put through all the CC. There's the grip leg sweep onto Merkmines. Going to be trinketed instantly. Rubcub being put into that Hodge, and it's not going to be mass dispelled for now. Mez and Venruki are not going to be pushing out on that setup yet. But look at Rubcub's mana. He's at 33% mana, and we're going into dampening. That might be a factor pushing forward. There's the paralysis onto Rubcub. Merkmine's taking a bit of pressure. The full silence goes out on the Rubcub. He might not have that Aura Mastery available to him, but Venruki is the one who's getting set up on. The DR Hodge out of that is going to force the Touch of Karma out onto Rubcub's, and Rubcub's actually getting gripped in by Mez. Mez chunking him down, looking to try to get that interrupt, but Rubcub is going to say, nope, not today. I'm going to fake you. And then they're switching over onto Merkmine. Save of the Light is going to proc. Execution Sentence is going to be used as well. He does have that Disperse available to him, but he doesn't want to use it just yet. The wings coming out from Borngud as well. He's going to Hodge up Rubcub's and going to be trinketed instantly. Merkmine still on the defensive, trying to pull back. Rubcub's getting paralysis up, though, and Merkmine's still getting just chunked down from this Windwalker DK, but Venruki's got to be careful. The full Hodge lands onto him. It's going to get dispelled, but Merkmine goes down, and Method Orange is going to tie up the series 2-2.
I was going to say that it felt like Method Orange was actually making a mistake, because Rubcub had nothing for like 2 minutes and they weren't going on him, but then Merkmines immediately fixed that by just not dispersing.
Yeah, and down goes Merkmines, headshot, and that'll do it as they tie up this series here in Ruins of Orderon. But you know what that means? That means that Please Sponsor Us is going to have map choice on match point. That being said, Tolvaron Arena is no longer available to them.
Probably Tiger's Peak. I don't know. Maybe Blades. No, nah. I actually think Blades could work for them the same way it worked for Tempo Storm.
I think it's
just not gonna have
safer to go on Tigers. I mean, on the Grand Arena, I feel like Please Sponsor Us should win. So on Tiger's Peak, it'd be theoretically the same, right?
Wait, in the Grand. Oh, you're comparing. Okay. I don't agree with that at all. I think that the Windwalker DK can win on the Grand.
Really? Okay.
I think that the maps that Windwalker DK are advantaged are both gone now, Dalaran and Runes.
Yep. Oh, man. So it's either going to be Blades Edge Arena or it's going to be Tiger's Peak. Is that correct, Admin Clutter? They just chose Tiger's Peak. All right, so the match point of this best of 5 series in the lower bracket is going to be played out on Tiger's Peak. And it's going to be between Method Orange and Please Sponsor Us in the lower bracket. And the winner of this one game goes out to face Tempo Storm, and the loser of this very last game will be eliminated from the tournament. All the apples are on the line at this point.
All the apples. I'm pretty sure these guys are playing for a lot more than apples.
Yeah,
they're playing for biscuits too.
They're playing for biscuits too. That's absolutely right. Yeah, the winner of this tournament, guys, is going to get a whole bunch of GCD points, but also their chunk of that $500 prize pool. And here we go, everybody. The last map of this best of 5 series is going to be Tiger's Peak. Welcome everybody to Tiger's Peak. It's Method Orange versus Please Sponsor Us in this best of 5 series. Method Orange have fought their way back here at match point. Can they make the Windwalker dream happen? Or will Please Sponsor Us tell them what's what, saying our Holy Pally God Comp too strong for you?
This is Van Ricky's home turf, man. This is Tiger's Peak.
It's
this
true.
Is where he learned all of his monkiness. Monkiness sounds more fun.
Here we go, the gates have opened. I wonder how Please Sponsor Us are going to play this. Are they going to be like super aggressive and try to just like bop up those karmas and just go for the throat? Or are they going to bring the game out and play a little conservative? I'm very interested to see. I think Method Orange's strategy so far has just kind of been look for opportunities and take them. I feel like they're very adaptive to every situation is how they plan to win. But here we go. The game has started. Look at that absorb that Rubcub put on Merc Mines with that eliminated healing. It's crazy. But here we go. Even Denounce is coming in from Born Good right away onto Merc Mines, it would seem. And I'm not really sure who the kill target is. Deep Freeze goes out onto Born Good into a full polymorph. Horrify onto Mez. Looks like Mez is going to be the kill target from start to finish. Hodge out of that onto Mez as well. He has that AMS available to him when he gets out of all of this CC. And it looks like he's just going to go ahead and continue to line of sight. He's not going to overreact just yet. And here we go. Venruki's going to be pushing in. He's trying to get some damage going out onto Merc Mines. Fear goes out onto Born Good, and Mez might be in a little bit of trouble, dipping down to 50% health here as Born Good's put through that full Fear. Cleanse going out from Born Good, keeping Mez completely clean and alive. Full Hodge goes out onto Rubcub, so they're going to be swapping over him. It looks like Venruki's going to be hitting him, but the Massive Spell from Merc Mines is going to relieve all of that pressure of the Hodge right away. Great job, but they always have to they have to cover those. There's the leg sweep going out onto Merc Mines. No CC under Rubcub just yet. There's the 1 second paralysis. It looks like Method Orange are trying to make something happen, but Please Sponsor Us knows all their tricks at this point. This is going to be a tough game for Method Orange for sure. Fear goes out onto Born Good. They're trying to get some damage out onto Mez. Mez doesn't have that AMS available to him for 27 more seconds. He's going to not play it safe. He's going to play it safe for now, but the Hodge lands out on the Rubcubs. Mez pushes in to try to help Venruki put the pressure in on him. Arcane Silence goes out onto him into the Fist of Fury. Soul Reaper's going to go onto him as well. Saved by the Light Wings. Execution Sentence going to go out, and Rubcub's going to dispel that Soul Reaper. Now the Horrify out onto Mez. The Deep Freeze onto Born Good. Nothing to follow it up just yet with that paralysis onto Sam I Am. That was a nice paralysis from Venruki preventing the CC, but regardless, Born Good's going to be put through that full polymorph, and Mez on the retreat. He has that AMS available.
Oh my god, he stole Life Grip, and Life Grip Born Good out of line of the poly. For 1 second.
Wait, what?
They get the fear. Yes, he stole Life Grip. It looked like in grip Born Good out of line for at least 1 second there, trying to line him from the sheep. And now Mez is just in full retreat, trying to still stabilize here. Now with the CC gone on Born Good, they should be able to get something going here. Merkmine's getting gripped into that full leg sweep. He's going to trick it out of that almost immediately. Rub Cub caught into the full Fist of Justice. Actually tricketing that into a full Strangulate, now forced to Aura Mastery as well. Soul Reaper is up onto Merkmine's. It's not going to mean too much at the moment. Rub Cub able to dispel it pretty easily here. We see Method Orange playing it very conservatively. Born Good trying to kite away from Merkmine's. Paralyzed over onto Merkmine's. Born Good into the full sheep. Mez in a 3v2 situation. Needs to be careful. He's caught in the Horrify. He's going to trinket out, activate that AMS, pops the Pillar of Frost. Maybe just trying to get some extra strength to heal up a little bit more, but a little bit of that Pillar of Frost is going to be wasted. Lots of burst actually out of Merkmine still. Just Frost Drag after Frost Drag. Merkmine's taking the heat. Rub Cub caught in the Paralyzed, forcing him to disperse out from Merkmine's. Now with no trinket on Rub Cub and no disperse on Merkmine's, Please Sponsor Us might be playing a little bit more cautiously.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of defensive cooldowns. It's quite impressive. Just these 1 to 4 second CC chains, they're just completely annihilating Merkmine's, forcing the defensives. But now Mez has got to be careful as the full Polymorph lands onto Born Good. It seems like Mez is the kill target for Please Sponsor Us for the entire game, and I don't know if this is the right target. I mean, he is the Live Lord Mez after all, but it would seem that Merkmine's consistently being the kill target for Method Orange is getting the defensive cooldowns that they need. Here we go. Venruki's going to go ahead and Fist of Fury up as Rub Cub's put into that full silence. There's the last cooldown they need. Bubble. They have Bubble now. Method Orange is just set up for victory at this point. Can they land it, though? Can they do it? Horrify goes out on the Mez, forcing Born Good now to bubble as well. So both of these
I think
teams...
they should just all in Rub Cub. And I think they see it. They should just all in Rub Cub right now. All in SCVs. If they can take him down in this setup before Forbearance fades, he's surely going to die. Sam sees it. He's trying to defensively peel these guys. Even Frost drawing Mez. Fist of Fury follows it up. But Venruki's getting poly. Born Good goes into the full fear. They can't stick to Rub Cub. That one moment of vulnerability. Now with no Forbearance, they can go on offense. And Rub Cub's down his bubble. Mez seems to be the target for now. He's trying to line aside, doing a good job just dust siphoning himself, keeping himself at high HP. Born Good caught into the deep freeze. They need to stop any more incoming CC. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it. Rub Cub caught into the Paralyzed. Are they going to go after Merkmines this time instead? Looks like Venruki's sticking to him. Mez finally reconnecting as well. They need a bit more CC on Rub Cub. Born Good's pushing up for that Fist of Justice. I think he lands a Fist of Justice, but Rub Cub pre-bops it. Mez trying to purge it off, but he's caught into the Horrify. Now getting bursted down very hard. No trinket available. Into the silence, into the Fist of Justice. Born Good trinkets to dispel him. Mez has that AMS. He's holding onto it for a few more seconds. That Save by the Light is going to proc. He's trying to get back to the pillar. Maybe bait Merkmine's in here. Sam getting life gripped in from Merkmine's to try and finish off Mez. He's going to AMS there, trying to recover here still desperately. Born Good still getting crowd controlled. Avenging Wrath comes out. They should be able to stabilize. Pillar of Frost now up for Mez, but they have to work through the dispersion once again.
Yeah, going through that dispersion is going to be rough, but maybe they can do it right here. Fist of Fury, Soul Reaper going out onto Merkmines as Rub Cub's putting that Hodge. Wings coming out from Rub Cub's trying to heal up Merkmines, and Mez is just going to pull back from now. He knows he's vulnerable. He has no AMS available to him, and his healer has no outs. As I say that, the Fear lands out in the Born Good. Hodge lands out onto Mez. This might be what Please Sponsor Us needs to land the kill right here, but the damage just doesn't seem available to him just yet. Venruki just in the back foot trying to land some pressure onto Merkmines. Full leg sweep is going to be trinketed from Merkmines right away. There's the Frost Shot onto Born Good, and Mez in a lot of trouble. AMS just coming off of cooldown might be Mez's saving grace as they continue to put the pressure in. It looks like they're trying to kill Born Good right now. Born Good pulling back. Mez does not want to overextend too much. We're at 6% dampening at this point. Born Good at 88% mana, but he just never has the opportunity to seems to actually utilize all that mana. Devouring Plague goes out onto Mez. Mez still has that AMS available to him. Hodge going out. He's going to trinket, or I'm sorry, he's not going to trinket. He's going to Icebound and use that AMS for now and getting back offensive with his Windwalker Monk. Deep freeze on the Born Good, Horrify into Mez. Seems like Mez just can't take a break from all of this setup, but Sam actually did Ice Block there, and he is on Hypothermia. That could be another opportunity for Method Orange to make something happen, but it seems like Please Sponsor Us is doing a phenomenal job forcing this team defensive. But as I say that, the leg sweep goes out into Merkmines, Hodge goes out into Rub Cubs, and that's the disperse that they needed. They got the disperse once again, and Method Orange finding those opportunities and slipping in that damage to get the defensive cooldowns they need to take the last game of this series. Merkmines looking for the Fear onto Born Good. Born Good sees it. He's going to sprint away, and the Fear is not going to land. Deep freeze lands out onto Born Good, however, and Merkmine's caught out in the open. He's trying to get away from Mez and Venruki. Venruki jumps right on top of him. Born Good going to go ahead and bubble. Silence goes out onto Rub Cub, but the Hand of Sacrifice onto Merkmines is going to prevent any paralysis coming in from Venruki, it seems. There's the full Hodge. The full Fist of Fury onto Merkmines. Is this what they needed? 14% health here. Save by the Light goes down, and Method Orange kills Merkmines, taking the series 3-2.
Born Good actually killed him.
Oh my
Mez and Venruki
god.
were both CC'd, and Born Good was like, I'm done with this. Hammer of Wrath straight to the
The Windwalker DK Holy Paladin has beaten the Holy Paladin God Comp here in the lower bracket, and Venruki, Mez, and Borngood will continue on in the tournament, eliminating Please Sponsor Us. And what an upset. Holy crow. Can we get some holy crows in the chat?
All right.
Oh my gosh, dude. I actually need a break from that. That's unbelievable. I cannot believe that just happened. You know, Venruki, Mez, and Borngood are sitting in their computer chairs right now and feeling so damn good about themselves. They beat
Now
the odds, man.
Now
they have to do it again. Oh my
and
gosh.
probably again after that.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
again. They have to do that like 4 more times.
Yeah, they literally have to perfect defying the odds to be able to take the tournament. Let's take a quick look at that bracket. Up next, we have Cloud9 versus Donut in the semifinals. Cloud9, of course, represents